Has Deku's fate been decided? What's good, it's a boy dude reviews and heavy spoilers from the previous chapter of 304. You have been warned. Now that this new chapter has been released and officially translated, it was a blast. Like, my gosh, like the amount of information we got. But what could possibly happen in chapter 305 and beyond that? Well, the main takeaway from this chapter was the whole lifespan thing, and apparently All Might had the longest lifespan out of all of them, and it turns out that this was only the case because he was a quirkless person, you know, and because of that he was able to harness the full potential of One For All, which is why All Might was just this huge powerful beast of a man. But because of his injury, he obviously couldn't really fight anymore, to be honest with you, and he had to pass it on to someone else. But because Deku was quirkless, he was also able to kind of harness the same similar power, and this is when it looks like the previous One For All users discovered that, oh, so in order to harness the full potential of One For All, the person has to be quirkless, and this is how they were able to contact with Deku and all this jazz. Even though they do say that Deku is quirkless and people who are quirkless who have One For All can't actually die, the fact that Deku is awakening all these previous quirks has kind of got me wondering, is Deku definitely going to die like towards the end of My Hero Academia? Because all these quirks that he's unleashing and all that lot, it could take a toll on Deku's life, to be honest with you. It's like what the fourth user said. When someone who obviously has a quirk before can't actually awaken the true power of the One For All power, and they'll just end up like shortening their lifespan because it just kind of drains them having those two quirks. But with All Might, he only had that one quirk, One For All, and he just used it to its full potential. He unlocks 100% of it. But Deku is quirkless already, and he's already unlocking it, and he's already unlocking all these previous quirk users' abilities. But I'm just kind of worried that, crap, is he gonna like shorten his lifespan doing this, you know? The fourth user did say that in his final years, cracks started to appear on his body, and he kind of shows a scar. And I feel like with Deku, whenever he kind of like fights in battles, he kind of has these kind of like really bruised arms. I know it's just bruised from using the power, but you're starting to see on his hands a lot of like scars and all that. I'm just worried that is Deku's life already being shortened as we speak. I'm really interested to hear what Nani has to say to Deku when she says that, tell me, can you kill Tony Shigaragi? Because now I feel like hearing all this is giving her a little bit of faith that Deku could be the only one to defeat him if he unlocks the full potential of the All For One power. But even despite all that, I'm just wondering what the government are gonna think about Deku and his All For One power, because as Hawks is going to Izuku's room, he's kind of suspicious and like wondering why All Might is with him, and the fact that Endeavor was also like flashing back to when Deku told him that Shigaragi is after him and One For All. So I think he's put the two and two together that Deku has the One For All power. It looks like Deku and All Might have to confess to Hawks, and if this truth is a bit too much for Hawks to handle, maybe he's gonna have to go to public, and maybe it's going to be leaked and the whole world's going to know about this. Deku and All Might have to go on trial because of this. Maybe the government will choose to pass on this power to someone else. This whole passing on the torch and shortening lifespan is very much like Attack on Titan, to be honest with you. Even if Deku does survive and live to be an older man, and he's not unable to defeat All For One and it still survives, he's going to have to pass on his quirk to someone else. And I got this theory that he's going to have to pass it on to his child, and him or Chaka are going to have a baby, and oh boy, I would be satisfied. But what do you think in the comments? Tell me down below. Like this video, subscribe for more anime and manga reviews and reactions. But that's it, thank you for watching, and as always, boy dude reviews signing out.